Maya gave me a heads up, so I did my own research. In past surveys, customers have wanted us to bring back the wrapping booth at Bloomfield's, but it wasn't cost-effective. With Angie's idea, we can give them what they want to get more of a draw to our mall without the costs involved, and it will offer us more reach within the community. Even without Ginger's pitch, Nick approved Angie's gift-wrapping idea without hesitation. He knew she'd be able to pull it off, and he loved how it would help the homeless shelter. He wasn't sure why he hadn't thought of it before. Nick knew Angie would get a boost of confidence from the idea. He couldn't wait to see her tonight to discuss it. His stomach dropped again. That was, if she showed up. Ginger handed over the proposal, and he signed off on it. On the way back to his office, Nick considered the tree lighting ceremony. If he had told Angie about his job from the start, maybe she would have been okay with it. Now, he had no idea what to expect. The unknown worried him more than the secret he had kept from her. Nick couldn't ignore the memory of her in his arms the other night. In the time they spent together, he knew she'd started to have feelings for him too. He felt it in every fiber of his being. Had he ruined any chance with her? A ping from his computer broke Nick away from his thoughts. He had 5 minutes until his next meeting. His day was packed with them. At least, he hoped they would distract him from his racing thoughts. Due to the tree lighting ceremony, the office closed promptly at 5. City Hall planned the event, but it was close enough to the mall that most employees attended. There were food vendors and crafts available to buy before and after the ceremony. It was one of the local family events which drew in most of the town and surrounding areas. Nick left work earlier than his dad would have liked to change into more comfortable clothes for the event. The temperatures dipped at night, and he wanted to be warm. Many of the office employees would be there, but he wasn't going to risk getting pegged as their workaholic boss. On the way over, he practiced what he would say to Angie if she showed up. For some reason, the words came out robotic and without feeling. Heat licked at his skin, and his hands slid along the steering wheel as he drove. After parking, he approached the 30-foot tree centered in the outdoor courtyard a block away from the mall. The smaller trees outlining the sidewalks had twinkled since the 1st of December, but the larger tree lighting signaled the official start of the season. Nick had glimpsed the maintenance staff stringing lights during the day, but there was nothing like seeing it lit up at night. As a child, Nick had attended the ceremony with David and his mom while his dad worked. In his younger years, Nick would stare at the lit corner office, trying to make believe his dad was with them. His delusions worked until his teenage years, when he wanted nothing to do with his parents. Then, after high school, he didn't bother going unless it was in a professional capacity. He would have continued that way if David had stayed in the company. Since then, he had avoided eye contact with employees or given a curt nod, something he'd unconsciously learned from his father. But this year, he wanted to be a part of this as much as they were. Nick walked around the area, stopping to look at the craft tables filled with decorations, ornaments, and jewelry. He spotted several employees and their families, Maya and her husband included. They were in line at the food trucks. There were already droves of people wanting to eat before the lighting. It was a part of the town tradition which he wanted to share with Angie. Within 15 minutes, the press of people around him started to grow. He wouldn't blame Angie for standing him up, but he hoped he'd have the chance to explain himself further. What he told her before was the truth, but he hadn't given her context of his worry. He wanted to share his entire self, only if she gave him a chance. Nick spotted a familiar splash of coiffed gray hair in the crowd, and his body stiffened. His father had sent a memo to the staff to attend the event, but Nick hadn't expected to see him right away. Quinn weaved through the people with his eyes trained on Nick. His mother, Jared, Ivy, and another older woman accompanied him. For once that day, Nick was glad Angie wasn't there. Nick's mother, Yvette, wore black pants and heels as if she were going to church. She always dressed up whenever she left the house, and tonight